Hey guys, what's up, girls? 606 Garage here, giving you an update. Made a quick run down the road, and we picked up some mile an hour and went from a 1556 to a 1529. All for the sake of losing power steering, some underdrive pulleys. That's where we got with it. So, needless to say, I'm pretty happy with it. Anytime I do something and this car goes faster, I'm happy with it. I will say this. That was a lot of work to convert that power steering. And then it's about 2.5 to 3 turns lock to lock. Thank God this car's got skinnies on it, or it'd be a bear to steer. And I think it would be not possible, but hard to drive in public or, whatever, on the street. I'm up in the air if I'm going to buy a manual rack for it. Or we just leave it as it is till we get to where we want it to go. And then I'm just, my plan was to go back power steering anyway. That being said, I am going to pull the heads on this motor. And I'm going to go ahead and, I keep saying I'm going to put the E7 heads on there. Well, now's the time. I've got my pass done on it, seen how that's run. And, I've already got the power steering pump removed. I'm this much closer to getting the heads off of it. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to turn this heater off. All right, sorry about that. I forgot to turn it off. I don't think about it. I don't listen to it, but, I go edit these videos. I hear it. All right, now, we'll see what we're into. All right, now this is some of the one of the E7 heads. Now, like I said, this motor had about 20-some thousand miles on it. I mean, it's actually not in horrible shape. I'll put this on a tripod and flip it up and show you. I'm gonna pull the plugs out of it. I'm gonna clean a little bit. I'm gonna lap the valves, but I'm gonna clean all this up and wire brush all the rust flake off of it. When I get done, it's gonna look very similar to this. So, hey girl, it's Macy. So, I don't know why I'm turning the phone sideways. It's going to look very, these valves have been lapped. I've cleaned the head and painted it. Everything looked pretty good on it. That one's ready to install. Now, where these thermactor holes, or whatever you want to call them, for the smog, this is what size bolt goes in there. So, I'm going to run a tap in here and clean these out if I can find a tap that big. Or I'll probably just cut a slit in this and use that for a tap. It's just, exhaust. So let me get set up and I will show you guys how I lap some valves. I might do I don't really like to do the time lapse so much. What I'll do is I'll just take clips from each individual stages. So let's get this head ready. All right, now first things first, we're going to take these spark plugs out. Then we'll go from there. Like I said, now this car I know for a fact, I think had 20-some thousand miles on it. Like I said, my best friend owned this car. Now, I took the heads off the motor. I took these heads off the engine. And I put a set of GT40 heads that had been gone through and had valve springs good for 500 lift. And I put a B cam in it. So, and they were GT40P heads, so, depending on who you talk to. I personally like the GT40 heads just because the valves, the spark plug angle, and I guess that's mostly it. Yeah, they do the GT40, the regular GT40s, they do have bigger exhaust valves on them. Alright, now, as you can see, this saw head look pretty good. I'm gonna go get something to scrape that with. Now, I don't know who makes this, but we'll just check it out real quick. Hultafors. Hultafors. Made in Taiwan. Well, let me tell you what. I got this at Southern Tool in Louisville. And I'm gonna tell you what, it is an awesome gasket scraper. Now, there are no more there. If you know anything about Southern Tool, when they're gone, they're gone. You know, they just buy up, you know, O'Tools, warehouses, whatever. So, and I will give you a little bit of a spoiler alert. Look for a video to be coming around the pike pretty soon. Today, I did order some 456 gears, and I ordered a spool. I already had a rear end that was already cut for C-clip eliminators. We're gonna clean that rear end up. Now that rear end right there that I was talking about, it has a pinion gear still in it. It had 430 gears in it. And I was really struggling with myself about going that low. But you know what? It's gonna be just basically a drag rear end. So I'm not a fan of spools on the street. This car will more than likely have 373s. May run some 389s. I don't know. I am going to put a set of 389. Well, I may put 430s in my little LX hatch. Now, I already cleaned up the bottom side of this already. And it looks pretty good. And I did check the deck on it, or the surface straightness with the straight edge. It is good, thank goodness. So, for the most part, this head is now ready. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the drill, plug it up here. Alright, so that's all done. Take your air blower. Now, time to lap the valves. You take your And I will say, what all do I have there? Hammer. And I got a punch here somewhere. Magnet. Always use a magnet. I pulled that keeper off. Alright. So, pull this spring off. Keeper's still in there. Alright. Pull the valve off, inspect it, look at it. And man, I tell you what, that valve, another thing, oh yeah, look here. These don't need to be lapped at all. These things are still got a good seat on them. The other ones didn't look this good. Let me pull another one. And I will tell you this, invest in a good, oh yeah. These heads look brand new. All right. We're not gonna these valves are fine. I tell you what, for the sake of it, I will lap in that exhaust valve just for the sake of showing you. Get them keepers into place. Now, whenever I lap a valve, and I'll tell you, every one of them valves on that other head kind of needed it. I have this. There's some old lapping compound. Since I cannot seem to figure out where I laid my other stuff. Okay. It's all pretty much the same consistency. Yeah, it's exactly the same stuff. All right. Now, some people use a drill. I highly don't recommend that. Now, when it starts getting easy, that means I've twisted all the compound off the seat. And it sounds like it's getting a lot easier. Pick it up, set it down, start over. Alright. Now, here's what okay, so I'll show you another trick here. Alright. So I'm going to land. Now I have no idea if this matters, makes a difference, but I'll mark it like that. So I'm gonna clean it up, clean the valve compound off of it, but I want it to go right back in that hole where I finished lapping it. Oh yeah. You'll see these heads almost. I'll take that, line my line back up. That's where I want him. Now, put it on the side. Valve spring compressor. Leave my keeper stuck in there. There it goes. All right. Put him on place. All right. Put him in there and lock him down. And then I just drop the keepers in there, like so. Done. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to paint this head then we're going to wash it. Now I am a huge fan of blue, forward blue to be exact. You might even see me paint aluminum heads blue. I think they look good. And you know, nothing looks better than a brand new set of aluminum heads. Nothing looks worse than an old set of aluminum heads. So, paint them. Paint them. All right, now I usually put a pretty heavy coat on this engine enamel. It's great stuff. Once it dries, pretty amazing. Now this is the back of the head. Don't care that much about it. That's a ground strap right there. They're bolt for the ground strap. And I'll put 2 coats of this paint on this head. Now the reason I want this to look fairly good, to help make the engine look good, the engine on the Capri is not painted. The intake, however, is painted. When you look at it, the intake looks fairly good. You look down, you see some old rusty looking heads. So and the thing about this paint right here, this duplicolor engine enamel, I love this stuff. I did order 2 more cans of it. This is actually cast aluminum. I'll take an aluminum intake and paint it with that, because this paint is just really good stuff. Duplicolor engine enamel with ceramic is formulated for high temperatures. And I'm going to tell you, it dries fast, and this stuff looks good for a long time. So, it's already tacking up. I can see some spots that needs attention. And I will say the more you put on there, the better it's gonna look. And I will say this, the easier this motor is to clean, the slicker the paint. All right. So, and like I say, easier to clean. So now that I've got this painted, I'm gonna wait, and then I'm gonna clean this up real good, wash it with degreaser, clean it out real good, and get her put on the car. Now, I do have some pretty rockers for this. They're not going on there just yet. I will put those on when I put the high output roller cam in this thing. I am going to put those roller rockers on it, and I'm going to put some hardened push rods. And then once that takes place, I'm going to finish up the other set of E7 heads that I've been working on so much. And I've got my beehive valve springs over there. That should be good to go. Now, one other thing that I recommend doing, and I am going to do that to these heads, I'm going to chase these threads, all the holes, with taps. It does take some time, I know. Nothing sucks worse than broken head bolts, and Ford did something bad wrong, because there's definitely an awful lot of broken bolts off and heads on Fords. So, again, chase your threads, anti-seize, you know, it's, you know, do it right this time. Ford didn't get it right the first time, unfortunately. All right, so basically you've seen how I get a set of heads ready. Not 100%, but I am going to clean these very well. I am a very big stickler for having everything extremely clean when you put on a motor. So I'm going to wash these real good, clean them out real good, and then I'm going to set them on the car. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and get started taking the top end off this car as we speak. All right, guys, thanks for checking that out. I have already got started. Carburetor life. I'm 5 minutes into this job right here. That's a lie. It's like 7. All right, so I'm gonna work on taking this, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Actually, at the pace I'm going, I will definitely have this thing. I say definitely. I really hope to have this thing going this weekend. I hope to have it going tomorrow evening. I will probably not do a draggy run because it's supposed to be kind of cold tomorrow, which I know everybody, cold weather's great. This car is actually hard to get the temperature up on it. Now, I've got a 180-degree thermostat on it, but it stays right there. 170, something like that, which I know is good, but you gotta let it run for a little bit. Now, I will say this car has developed a little bit of a vibration that I'm not comfortable with. So another reason I'm not going to run it is that. So I actually didn't notice it as much on that third run. I actually pulled 3 runs and got that 1529. First run only gained like 100th, and then I come back and messed with it a little bit. Found that number 7 spark plug wire had come loose on. I don't know what caused that, because the last time I run the issues, number 6 and number 8 had come loose. I don't know why they come loose or how. Maybe I'll research that. I don't know. Guys, like and subscribe. Thank you very much. I'm gonna polish up. When I say polish up, I mean wrap it up. I'm gonna finish up cleaning up these heads and stuff. That way we'll have something to do tomorrow. Have some content. But anyway, they give you an idea of what I'm doing, and mainly I want to make a video to give you all an update. The manual rack, as far as going faster and under dry pulleys, it made a difference. Now, I ordered a 140 amp 1-wire alternator for this thing that I'm going to put on. Now, when I do that, I'm going to order one of the Ford Contour electric fan kits for this thing. I'm going to put the Ford Contour fan on it. And I'm going to put, you know, just the adjustable temperature switch on it. And I just want to make sure we have enough alternator to carry it. I don't remember what the amp is on these alternators. I know there for a while they were like 75 amps or something. But I want to be able to carry an electric fan. May possibly do the assisted water pump, the electric motor. But I mean, it's a lot of money. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. We'll put an electric fan on, and that's as far as we're going to go. The motor looks fairly clean the way it is. I might get some brackets and an adjustable rod for this thing, possibly. And if I do that, I'm going to go with the counterclockwise pump, and I am going to do the clockwise water pump, and I'm going to put a different set of pulleys on it, obviously, to accept the clockwise rotation. You know, the water pump pulley is going to have grooves in it. But we'll get that cleaned up, and I'll probably go black pulleys. I mean, the polished pulleys look pretty cool, but, you know, like everything else, they're going to look terrible after a while. That's just a brief update. Thanks, guys. Like and subscribe. I'm having a lot of fun with this thing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what these E7 heads do for this car. Guys, peace.